Hello guys, welcome to the Code Beginners once again. In this video, we are going to make a login form that will look much better in the next video. But now we are going to make a simple login form. How can you make that in C# using MySQL? Okay, so this is something our database that I have told you how to create. And in my previous video, you have learned that to create a database and then the tables, and I will recommend you to watch my previous video if you still haven't. So the next thing we are gonna do, we are gonna create a button. So for that, because this code will be useful, so I'm just gonna copy that. Okay, see. So what I will do, let's delete this button, or let's rename this from here. So there is no need to delete that. So what I'm gonna login. So after creating that button, I need two text boxes here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go to toolbox and search for text boxes. So there it is, just drag here text box, and I'm just gonna drag another text box for the password field. So there it is. So let's resize this form, and I'm gonna resize the text box too. So I have resized them successfully and moving the button right here. So now I need labels for, like, to write here username and password here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna search here for a label. So there is label, so I'm gonna write it here. So I'm gonna change the text to username. Okay, so username right here. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna need another uh, label, and I'm gonna drag it right here, and I'm gonna name it as password. Okay, so password, and I'm gonna name it, I mean, I'm gonna change this name to username, because I'm gonna use that variable name. So for my easiness, I'll write here username, and the password, so same thing will be done for password, and I'll name it as password. I have named this text field as password, and I have named this username field as username. So this is basically a variable name, so to speak. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna double click here, and I'm gonna make some changes in the previous code. So the code for the connection remains the same almost, with some changes. So likewise, I'm gonna remove this line from here because I don't need data adapter right now. So I just need select command, but because as I have removed data adapter, so I am gonna create here MySQL command select command. I mean, this is a variable exactly having this, query, or whatever you can name it. So after that, I don't need this line either, so I'm gonna delete that. So this will be my query, which will verify my username and password. So I'm gonna write that query here. So select static from database dot employees, because database is my database, because I have created a database named as database, and it has a table like named as employees. So there it is, this is the table named as employees. So I'm gonna write here a query satisfying the username and password. So select static from database dot employees, where and let's see what is this. This is e underscore username, so I'm gonna verify that username, e underscore username. And what I am gonna do, I'm just gonna put equal sign, and after that what I need to do, I need to put single quote twice, and inside these single quotes I'm gonna put double quotes twice. So inside these double quotes, what I need to put, I need to put plus sign twice. All right. And now what I am gonna write here inside these plus sign, and I'm gonna write here the name of that text box, because whatever the value the user will give, this will get that value and match it with username. All right, so hope the concept is clear. So let's see what is the name of this text box, and the name of this text box in my case is, you know, I'm gonna find the name. Yeah, there it is, username. So the name of this text box is username. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna write here user name, because that is basically a text box. So I'm gonna write dot text with it. So after that I'm gonna go outside these quotes and write here and the next thing I need to verify is the password. So that is, the field name is e underscore password. So I'm gonna write here e underscore password is equal to, with the same syntax, single quote once, then double quote twice, then plus twice, sorry, single quote twice, double quote twice, and plus twice. And now I need to write here this text box's name. So the name of this text box is here password. So I will write password right here like this, password dot text. All right, so we are almost done with this. So after that the semicolon will be there, and that quote to close my query, and that mycon is basically the variable of that connection. So after that what I need to do, I need to define a reader right here, and that is to use my SQL data reader. So I'm gonna define a variable as r, and what I need to do now, I don't need this line right now, so because this is not a connection code as we have written in the previous video, it will connect the database first and then it will run a query to identify the credentials that user will give. So now what I'm gonna write here, after my connection open, so I'm gonna write here read, that read variable, and I'm gonna assign this select command dot execute reader, and that will execute that query, and the result will be stored in this r, the variable. Okay, so after that what I need to do, I need to write a while loop. That while loop will be, containing r dot read. Read is basically a function that will read if r has something in it. So after that what I am gonna do, I'm just gonna define a counter of integer type that will count how many times that r dot read has worked out. So counter is equal to 0, I need to initialize that. If you will not initialize that variable, it is gonna put garbage inside your variable, so that is complicated and you need to initialize your variable. Okay. So what I will write here, simply counter is equal to counter plus 1. All right, so you have written this. So after that, so when the query will be executed, the result will store in R, and now this read function will keep on checking until and unless R is empty. Okay, so it will check R and it is 1, it will again check there is nothing except 1. So what it is gonna do, it is gonna add 1 into that counter. 0 plus 1 is 1, so counter will get 1. So if there is nothing inside R, I mean the query fails, the password or username doesn't match with database, or both of them doesn't match, so the both of them don't match, then it is gonna do, it is gonna store nothing inside, and the while loop is gonna result, sorry, that counter variable is gonna result in 0. Okay, so now I'm gonna write a condition as if this counter is equal to 1, double equal to 1. So message box dot show that login successful. So else what is this gonna do? So don't worry about these brackets. There's because if I'm gonna write here one line of command, then I really don't need to put that curly brackets. So I mean, if this if statement has to have one command at least, so it is just gonna consider that line or command as its own. So after that we will write an else, and message box dot show as login, sorry, let's write here username or password is incorrect. All right, so I think we are done here. So we have written our query successfully, and the other stuff has been done, and I have explained you all the stuff except this. I have explained this in previous video. This is basically data source is equal to localhost port is equal to 3306. If you will see my previous video, you will come to know about it. So now the time has come to run our program. So when we will run our program, this will show a window like this. So let's see our database, what it has. E-username, for example, I put for Jake ABC. So the password is ABC and username is Jake. So let's say I put the username as Jake and the password as ABC. So this login successful. So congratulations, you have made your login form successfully. So let's check it for a random username like anything and anything here. So when I log in, it is gonna give me username or password is incorrect. So that's it for today, and in the next video I'm gonna show you how to make a login form, you know, look better, adding images and adding icons into it and making it look nicer than before. So that's it for today. Thank you, and please subscribe to my channel if you really like the video.